Nope. Go to the far end. Yeah, and push up. There you go.
Over here I have my alternator. It is belt driven.
Okay, where are you looking?
Right here. This thing.
Okay.
Right here I have my alternator. It is belt driven. I'm looking to make sure that there's no cracks or dents or leaks. I also have my water pump down here. Also looking to make sure there's no cracks, dents, or leaks. It's also belt driven. I want to make sure that my belt has no more than 3/4 inch of play, and that all my hoses on this side are in good condition with no visible leaks, and I can't hear any air.
You also got to mention the condition of your belt.
Yes, no tears or frays in my belt, in good
Right.
condition. On this side, I'm going to check my dipstick. This is where the oil goes. I want to make sure that the cap is on. I don't see any leaks. There's no dents or cracks. It's in good condition.
Sorry, I'm.
Oh, okay, this is where my coolant goes. I want to make sure that the lid is on, that it's attached securely, that the coolant is between the add and the max, that there's no cracks or dents, and it is secure and in good condition. I also have my air compressor, which is, where did you tell me? My air compressor.
That green pipe.
Oh yeah, the green pipe. My air compressor. It is gear driven. I'm checking for any cracks, dents, or leaks, and then it's in good condition. This is my power steering. I'm going to check the fluids, make sure that the cap is on good. It's also gear driven, and it needs to be between the add and the max. Securely fastened and in good condition. This is my steering column. I'm looking to make sure that there's no bolts missing. I don't see any leaks. There's no play, and that it's in good condition. This is my steering box, making sure that there's no cracks, dents, that the bolts are secure, and that it's in good condition. This is my pitman arm. I want to make sure that it's securely fastened with the castle nut and cotter pin, and that I don't see any cracks or dents, that it's in good condition. This is my steering linkage. I want to make sure that it's in good condition with no cracks or dents. It's also connected with a castle nut and cotter pin. I want to make sure that those are secure. And that's all for the steering, right? Now I go to suspension. I have my shock. I want to make sure that it is securely fastened, that I don't see any cracks, dents, or leaks, and that it is securely fastened in good condition. I have my spring mounts that I also want to make sure there's no bolts missing. I don't see any cracks or dents, and it's in good condition. I have my leaf springs that are held on with U-bolts. The U-bolts are there in good condition. And make sure that there's no swaying in the leaf spring, and that I don't see any visible cracks or dents.
You got to remember your front and back mounts.
Oh yeah, on the mounts there are front and back mounts. Okay. I'm going to go to my brake chamber. I want to make sure that my brake chamber is secure. There's no cracks, dents, or leaks in the brake chamber, that any hoses coming to the brake chamber don't have any leaks. I want to make sure that my push rod and slack adjuster, when the brakes are applied, are not more than 90 degrees, and that it's in good condition. If I could see behind my rock guard, I'd be looking to see that my brake drums and linings are in good condition, they're not wearing unevenly, and that there's no debris, and they're in good condition. I'm going to check my tires, make sure that my tires aren't under 4 3/2 tread. I'm going to look for any bulges, make sure that I don't hear any leaks or there's any uneven wearing on the tires. And these can't be rethreads. I'm going to look at my wheels, make sure that I don't see any cracks, dents, or leaks in the wheels.
Rims.
The rims themselves. Check my air pressure with my valve stem, make sure that my valve stem is secure. All my lug nuts are secure. I don't see any rust trails or silver shavings, which would indicate that I have a loose bolt. Good condition, no cracks, dents, or leaks. This is my axle seal. I also want to make sure that I don't have any missing bolts on the axle seal and that everything is in good condition with no cracks, dents, or leaks. My mud flaps.
And you would?
Oh, dang it. I would do the same to the other side as I did to this side. I would check all 4 of my mud flaps to make sure that they're secure. There's no damage to the mud flaps themselves and that they're in good working condition. Here I'm going to check my exhaust, making sure that my hangers are in place. I don't see any residue that maybe I have a leak, so there's no cracks, dents, or leaks. It's in good condition. I'm checking my drive shaft to make sure that the hangers are in place. I don't see any cracks, dents, or leaks in the drive shaft. It's in good condition. It extends from front to back on both the drive shaft and the exhaust. I'm also going to check my frame to make, I have 2 frames that go longitudinal from the back to the front of the bus. Make sure that they're in good condition. There's no welds on the frame, and there's no cracks or dents, and it's free of debris. I'm going to check my cross mounts to make sure that they're also in good condition with no debris. And from there, that holds the floor up. I want to make sure that the floor is in good condition with no tears or holes. I have my luggage racks. Would you like me to open these?
No. You have your luggage racks. What would you do?
Oh, I have my luggage racks. I want to make sure that they're opening and closing properly, the hinges are in good working condition, and the latches are in good working condition, and they secure lock. From here I can see my spring mounts and my leaf springs. Making sure that they're in good condition. There's no bolts missing. There's no cracks or dents. Also my brake chamber, making sure that that is secure. There's no cracks, dents, or leaks in that. My torque arm, making sure that that is secure. No cracks, dents, and no sway in my torque arm. This back axle is dual axle, so I have a what's it called? Something spacing. Gap, no, not gap spacing. What's it called?
Bud.
Bud spacing. I have bud spacing on my rear axle. I need to make sure that it's even all the way around. Inadequate spacing will result in overheating, and that there's no debris in the bud spacing. On my back tires, I want to make sure that I have at least 2 32-inch tread. There's no obvious uneven wearing on the tires, and that they're in good condition with no cracks. On my rims, I want to make sure that I don't see any cracks, dents, or leaks, and that I don't see any rust trails indicating that there may be a leak. I have my valve stem, which I'm going to check to make sure that the cap is on. And then I want to make sure that on my wheels also there's no missing lug nuts, no cracks, dents, or leaks. On my axle, same thing. I want to make sure that I don't have any cracks, dents, or leaks. I'm not missing any bolts. I don't see any rust treads or shavings that would indicate a loose bolt. In good condition. I would check the other side the same way as I did this side. back here I can see my airbags, making sure that they're fully inflated. There's no debris, no cracks, dents, or leaks. I can also see my shocks on the other side. I'm gonna make sure that there's no cracks, dents, or leaks in those.
Securely fastened.
And they're securely fastened. My emergency exit door, the handle is working, in good working condition. Looking at my hinges, looking at my windows and my seals, making sure that there's no cracks or damage. My alarm is working. My back door is working properly in a locking position. The inside handle also works.
Do I hit the button?
Do I hit the button?
On this side of the bus is where our fuel goes. I'm looking and making sure that the cap is on tight. I don't have any leaks or dents, and making sure the hinges are appropriately attached to the door and it locks and secures. Underneath here, I'm looking at my fuel tank, making sure I don't have any cracks, dents, or leaks, any debris around the fuel tank. It's securely attached. Also want to make sure that I look at my cage that frames the fuel tank, making sure that there's no cracks, dents, and that the welds are secure, in good condition. Again, checking all the mud flaps. I also, when I come around to shut the hood, I'm going to check my mirror mounts, make sure I don't have any bolts missing, make sure that my mirror mounts are secure. I'm going to check all 4 of them and that they're in good condition. I'm going to check my student door, make sure that the hinges are working good. All of the seals are in good condition. I don't have any broken glass. No. They're opening and closing properly. In good condition. Next, I'm going to check my stairwell to make sure that I don't have any trip hazards, any missing bolts, and that they're in good condition. I'm also going to check my handrails, make sure that they're secure and in good condition. I have 2 emergency exits. They push up and out. Would you like me to open those?
No.
I have 4 emergency exit windows that are clearly marked. I'm going to open one and demonstrate. I'm looking to make sure that the alarm sounds, that they're working properly, they latch securely, in good working condition. I'm going to check to make sure that my seats are secure to the floor and that my aisle is clear of any debris. There's no trip hazards on the floor, and all of my seats are securely fastened to the bus.